Hey, New Life families, it's finally time for our day camp VBS. Now, this does not look like the way we thought it was going to look this way. We love nothing more than having 300 plus kiddos storm the building and have tons of fun for the purpose of growing to know Christ. But this year, you guys get to do this at home. I want you to know that there is no pressure here. We are providing you with a lot of content, but the purpose is for you to use it as you desire. A few of you reached out, and you may want to do this with your one single kiddo at home, but a few of you reached out and you wanted the content to bring together a couple families that you have been quarantining with. Whatever works for you, I want you to use it that way. So you're going to notice a website for every day of VBS. When you open it, you're going to see at the very top, it'll say elementary video or preschool video. The elementary is really appropriate for anyone. I would say kindergarten and up. But if you have really young kiddos, they're going to be a little bit more engaged in that preschool video, and the Bible story is brought down to their level. So feel free to look at either one and whatever's appropriate for your family. There's a flow in the videos. For elementary is what I'll cover. You're going to get a welcome with kind of a small game. Then there's a worship song, then a drama that has a part one. Then you're going to get a Bible story and then a drama video that comes back and concludes for part two. Then you're going to have, I believe, another worship song, and then they will end. Preschool's kind of similar, but they start out with the worship. You will go down and you're going to see going deeper for elementary and going deeper for preschool. And that just provides you a couple little fun activities that will take the concept a little further of what they learned in the video. Some of these are geared more towards having a couple kids together, but they can always be adapted for you to use in what you have at home. And then at the very bottom, you're going to hear it reference a focused journal. We do not have those. And even if we would be doing VBS in person, we would not have purchased those. We always just give the kids like a notebook or even just some sheets of paper, or even just scrap that idea and just have them talk to you about it. Even just allowing your kids the space and you asking them questions, they love that. And sometimes they just want to process out loud with you, and that's okay. If you have a real creative kiddo, give them a notebook, let them do all of that. But this material is for you to use and manipulate to serve the purposes that you have at home. So after each one of the going deeper options, you're going to see a craft, and sometime you'll see activity sheets that will go with the going deeper or will go with the craft, but everything you need is right there. Then you will see some things to stay focused on. Now, I only published those for the elementary piece because it has like the memory verse and the theme for the day, and that's the same with preschool and elementary. But every website link that you're going to get for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5 is the same. Then in this email, you're going to see a day 1 through 5 game options and a day 1 through 5 snack options. I wanted you to just have those in one central location so you could go through and figure out what supplies you may need and really what you wanted to do and didn't do, whatever works for your family. Remember, you can use this material to do all 5 days in a row, or maybe just do one thing a week. Just make one day a kind of day camp VBS day. Or read through it yourself and decide, hey, we're just going to talk about these things while we're driving. There's lots of great at the bottom of every day. You're going to see like a drive time conversations, and they're just conversations for you to have with your kiddos in the car to organically talk about Jesus. All of this is for the purposes of helping you take hold of the influence that God has designed you to have in the life of your children. God created our children's hearts to, number one, only be filled by Him. But because He created us as their parents and chose us to be their parents, He's allowed us to have the greatest influence on their life. And really, they want our influence more than they want it from the world or anywhere else. But oftentimes that requires us stepping up and taking that influence. I have to remind that to myself as well with my 4 kiddos. So don't ever think that the kids want to hear more from the world than you. But these young years are the years that you gain your greatest opportunity for influence. So please, look over the information, use it exactly how as it would serve your family best. Do it alone, invite a few friends, whatever works. There's no guilt here. Whether you've some of it or all of it, all we ask and all we're praying for you is that you would take advantage of the influence in your child's life in this season and throughout the season. Our prayer is that you would find good rhythms when it comes to having a quiet time with your family. Is that once a week, once a day, whatever? Just showing your family that God's Word and being faithful to God has priority in your life. We're hoping that you have good organic conversations about God and who He is to you, and that you can share that with your children. And then we're also praying that you would have good rhythms of praying for your children, but teaching your children about prayer and praying for others. We're so thankful for each one of you, and we're honored to be able to partner on this great journey with you. If you have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to let us know, and we'll do the best we can. But I'm praying for each one of you just like I would if you were my church full of all of our amazing day camp or VBS volunteers, that God would use you mightily in the life of all these children. Thanks, New Life.